morning. In the vise we have some crappie candy. You can tie this pattern in any color, any style that you want. Usually you can tie it in ultra Chenille. Today I'm going to have a little fun with it, and I'm going to tie it in some Gleam Chenille black dubbing. Let's get to it. The hook that I'm going to use is a Mustad size 8 6X. The thread I'm going to use is a Danville 210 denier black. We're going to start our thread behind the eye, working back towards the hook bend. Usually when I get about to that point there, I'm going to cut the tail end off, like that. Kind of work our way back up this way a little bit. I'm stopped right about midway there. Now what I want to do, actually, you know, let's go a little bit further. I have some dumbbell eyes that I just picked up from Hareline. They come in multiple colors. These are a medium. They're a 4.8 130. I like Hareline products. They make quality stuff. If I can get these dumbbells to cooperate, you know, usually it's not the product that's the problem, it's the person. Turn my vise just a little bit. There we go. Much better. Once you get those tied in, I like to take a little bit of super glue. What I like to use is Gorilla Glue. You can use whatever you want. And all I want to do is just a little dab right in between, and that's it. That just holds those threads in there, make sure everything doesn't move. So now we're going to take our thread and we're going to continue towards the bend of the hook. Until we get about to the hook point. So what I'm going to tie the tail in with is some Hareline Marabou blood quills in yellow. Let's get us a nice one out here. There we go. And what I like to do to control this is I'll take my fingers and I'll wet them a little bit. That straightens out the material. Makes it easier to tie in. We're going to just catch that. I like to take my marabou and kind of twist it like that. Take my scissors, come in, and cut it. Now we can tie that down. Once we have that tied down, we're going to take and either you flip your hook over, or if you have a rotary vise, we're going to turn it upside down. And next, we're going to tie in some Krystal Flash. what I have here is Fire Orange by Hareline. I like to take and get a couple strands out of there. Maybe about 10. And a little tip I learned is to not have to fight with the whole pack. Is you just cut the corner in the bottom like so, and then you can pull out what you need. So once we have that, we're going to take our Krystal Flash, we're going to come in here, we're going to tie that in. Tie it, working our way towards the hook point. Okay, now I'm going to set that to the side, and we're going to flip it back over. Okay, now, like I said, you can usually tie this in with Ultra Chenille. You can do bubblegum Chenille or chewing gum, but I'm going to do this Gleam Chenille. It's in a black. I'm sorry if you hear my dog. She's a little irritated. She's old. She's an old puppy. Okay, once we have that tied in, we're going to wrap it. Working our way towards the eyes of the hook. Once we get to the barbells, we're going to capture that Chenille or Gleam or whatever you use. Okay. Now we're going to come in and trim that off there. Okay. So what I like to do now is I like to make a couple wraps over this way. Now we're going to put a wing on it of natural deer tail. I like to use the topper part up here because it doesn't flare out as much. It stays pretty straight. And you don't need a very big pinch of it. Mine's about that much. It's not much. What we're going to do is we're going to come up here and we're going to tie that in right there. Going to kind of pull it. We want it to be just the back up. I pulled it a little too much, actually. And if you feel like you can use as much as you want. Come on, goofball. Got a couple little extras there. I don't like that. Don't like that. We're going to go back over the barbells. This is our wing, or our not our wing, but our underbelly. Okay, just like that. If you have a little bit of extra hanging here, we'll clean that up here in just a second. Okay. Let's take us a little cigarette lighter. We'll kind of burn a little tip off there. There we go. Much better. Okay. Once you have that like that, I like to, from this point, take my whip finisher. I'm going to take my smaller one. That way, if the thread unravels, you know, this kind of helps. Put us a couple in there. Okay. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to flip it back over. We're going to take that flash that we tied in. We're going to pull it towards the eye of the hook, kind of tight. And then we're going to tie it in. Okay, now we're going to take the flash and pull it back on itself. Kind of capture that. Now, I like to go ahead and whip finish again. Like that. And I'll cut my thread off. Now this, we want to be just at the bend of the hook. That's where we want to cut it off. Just like that. Okay. So now I like to take a little UV resin. I've got some loom right here. This is kind of what I've got here is thin. But you can use whatever you want. If you want to just use super glue, you can use super glue. You can use whatever you want. It's your preference. I will hit that with the UV. And there you have it. You have crappie candy. If you don't care, please like, share, and follow. Have a good day. Thank you.